So I'm gonna get the charge pipes all sanded down and smoothed out and get some paint on them, so when we do go to race next week, we'll be able to look good with the hood up while we're at the track chilling. So just gonna kind of rough it up with some, what is this, like 800? No, 220. I don't know shit about sandpaper. Just gonna get it, kind of take the shine off of it and then give it a good acetone wiping, and then we're gonna throw some paint on it. So I got the charge pipes all painted up. I love that color, it looks pretty sick. It's real Z-ish, real 80s. It's gonna match my intake pretty good, and of course the car looks a little better than having bare spots around the welds. So yeah, we're gonna pop those things on there on Friday and take it out. I was able to pressurize them and make sure they weren't leaking, not by any kind of scientific method, just putting my mouth on one end and blocking the other end, and yeah, so they're airtight and everything looks good to go. Can't wait to see what the car will do with them. Everybody, once again, it's Friday night. I'm just here to pick up the old Z-Bird. We're gonna definitely do some racing tonight. A couple of little things I gotta knock out real quick while we're here. So, got the charge piping all painted. Came out pretty good. Looks fine. We're probably going to scratch the shit out of it, and it's probably going to look like hell and probably by the time I'm done installing it. It's just some high temp engine paint, so we'll see how well that works. But do got a boost or a blow-off valve installed now. All TIG welded on there as usual. It's just a cheap eBay piece. You know how we roll. We like it cheap. But I think it's going to work okay. We got to just figure out our boost levels. The level of boost has changed a little bit with all the changes. So once we get it dialed in around 17, 18 PSI, that's what we're going to send it with. And I'd like to see some consistent 750s out of this car, hopefully with both of us driving. But we do got a little extra weight with the cage, and a lot of stuff has changed. So we're going to check it out, take it out, and just see what she'll do and hope for the best. Man, that looks so good. Wow. Could you even imagine a color better than gold for this stuff? So slick. All right, we got the old gold Stallion all trailered up, and we're heading to the track now. So this is gonna kind of mark an important feat for us to see if we can get past tech with this cage that I made, or roll bar that I made. You know, it's probably not perfect, and I'm sure asshole tech guys could fail me for something if they dug hard enough, but damn it, I did everything up to snuff. It's all by the book, NHRA rules. Man, I'm stoked to just get through tech alone. It's just gonna be such a reward for all the hours I spend in the garage sweating my balls off and welding or learning to weld, learning to build a roll bar. You know, it's been a lot of work. All right, let's see if he's gonna tech us in. Hey, I did something for ya. I'm not gonna look at the weld on that. Nah, you don't gotta look at anything better. Just 5-foot glances. You know what? Bondo and shit in there too, and actually cleans up the weld. Look, man, look, it's good. It's good to go. Yeah, it says no grinding welds. There's nothing that says no Bondo. Now, why is everybody so scared that y'all have to shut the track down every time they take it? Who's scared? Harry. Okay, that's Harry's always dribbling his beer everywhere, makes people nervous. His nose ring's very intimidating. See, looks so badass. Seems to have changed. I got something's changed the idle quality. I wonder if it's all that intercooler tubing I changed up. It's gonna blow off out now. I still don't know if you can hear it yet. That's like a race car now, dude. For real, dude. This fucking looks so bad. It turned out really good. Pretty strong. I don't think it's gonna let us die. Matt tied the seatbelts on now, so who knows? Oh god. Break your back. It's more motivation to not crash. So we made it through tech, we got it! Yeah, we're racing. He seemed worried about our safety, he gave it a real good look. Told us we should have bondoed some of the welds that I did. But anyway, we're ready to race. We're in line now. Somebody just broke and fucked up the track, but it looks like we're gonna be up and moving real soon. Hell yeah. 6'9". Who, that Mustang? You. Oh, damn! That'd be some shit. I told Daniel, he took me home and I'm like, hey, we're running 6'9" tonight, so show up. Oh shit, it's a lot of pressure.
PVC, perfect. That looks good, man.
Thanks. a good smooth A to B, I could feel popping on my foot, on my accelerator foot. I feel like the exhaust might have been kind of backfiring or popping on me during the pass, but not really sure what would cause that. Otherwise, for the mile an hour, the time is really pretty good. For the 60 foot, the time is to be expected. So. So we ran a 789, which is pretty good.
Not a bad way to start the night at all.
It's terrible 60 foot, 1.8, but we found out we're only running like 14 pounds of boost. But the good news is we are knock free. So
That's the important thing,
sky's
baby.
the limit. Our AFRs, I didn't even look at them. Ooh, we were actually really rich. Wow, that whole pass was really rich. I wonder if this E85.
Let's cut it down a little bit.
I don't think the C85 is E85. I think it's probably like E60.
E15 or some shit. No.
No, it's not E15, but it might be like E60. So yeah, we'll,
E15.
We'll cut a little bit of fuel, which is going to give us some more power, and we're going to add definitely like 3 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
Sit at the line for a second. I was trying to build a little bit more boost off the line, but not happy really with that. But all right, you gotta make some adjustments. Part of the game.
Open the Type R. 778.
Track people saying something to him. Hello. Say again. What are we linking? What do you mean you don't know? Those guys didn't know what we were linking? See you at the truck. Well, apparently we're leaking something. There's not much info about what we're leaking. I saw a little bit of oil around the oil feed to the turbo, so I imagine that's probably what it is, a little bit of oil. But we'll see what the spots look like. We also have a lot of gas in the tank. We might be sloshing gas. 1.8 60 foot garbage. 89 miles an hour, so we made good speed. The track pointed at some spots that were under us after the last pass, and
I don't see anything dribbling down here at all.
we got it back to inspect it, and we just got the usual wet spots. I have a little bit of concern about the delivery feed on the turbo. It's a little wet, but it's not like dripping. All right, so we do got a little bit of oil accumulation right there on that bolt on the return, and it's a little wet on the top. We got a little dried up looking old residue there. But the guys are saying we left like a snail trail, so we got to look a little more into this before we get back out there. We don't want to get kicked out this bitch. Right, so I got it nice and cleaned up. So I just kind of used my old work shirt that I wore this today at work to wipe down the turbo. So we're going to do a little two-stepping on it. Everything else is relatively dry. So as long as the turbo stays pretty dry, that's got to be what it is. That's the only place we see anything. So we'll give it a shot. It's definitely not us leaking out there. Look at that. There is no fresh shit. We were just getting up to several pounds of boost and just standing on two-step. And there's nothing leaking out of this bitch. Must have been someone else. Try again next time. I think it was another car, but everything looks okay. We're gonna go ahead and send it again. It had been sitting cooling down for a while too. So I don't think it was coolant or anything like that. Everything looks good and dry. So they're just with us now. They see we got a cage. They don't want us to raise. So they're just trying to screw with us now. All right, we'll give her a cool down and we'll hit it again. Launched at 10 pounds, dude. That seems sufficient, right? Or do we usually launch it more?
I mean, 10 doesn't sound high, but it doesn't sound low.
I feel like we've launched at 15 pounds.
We've launched at 14 for sure.
Yeah, okay, so we might have to add a little more. Matt cannot figure out how to keep this thing from stalling. He just keeps stalling it over and over again. I don't think he can even get it to move. God, all he has to do is keep a little bit of throttle on it. Oh my God, Matt just stalled this bitch right in the staging lanes and could not restart it for like 2 solid minutes. The tech crew was coming to help push him out of here. Oh my God. That was the ugliest pass. A1.
ProCharge 392. Let's hear it, baby. He got him. Oh, come on, baby. He got him. Oh, he's gone. Damn, not a good run at all.
Why do we suck, Matt?
We always run out of gas.
Every time the car starts getting sluggish, we run out of gas.
And wonder why.
Dude, it always takes like at least 2 or 3 passes for us to realize it. Every time.
I always panic. I'm always like, something's wrong with the car.
It'll just be like right out of the hole, like, and just fall on its face and then take off.
Because it all sloshes
Because it has
to
a
the
little
back,
bit more.
yeah.
But man,
We're gonna
every
have to turn
time.
that fuel cell. There's no way, dude. It's got to slosh towards the uptake.
I know. So right now our pickup's on the side. We need to definitely move it around to the back. But we're gonna make another pass with the same settings, but a little bit of fuel. All right, cool. So we're gonna send it again with the same settings and fuel this time and see if it does any better. We might get to make one more pass after this, so we'll see how it does. Alright, so I'm just dropping off the Z at the storage unit. I had kind of a lousy night of racing. We seemed to be making pretty good power. We were definitely running rich. We didn't have any knock. We were running the boost that we were aiming to run. Really, everything on the data log looked pretty normal. Everything looked pretty good, but could not get it out of the hole. Best 60 foots were 1.8s, and besides that, there was several that were a lot worse. We were running 2 second. I think there was even like a 2.4 second 60 foot at one point. The car would it would build up boost on the data log. You'd see it get into well over 10 pounds of boost, and then it would leave just kind of like and just like totally fall on its face before it sets off. And the data logs don't really show what's happening. So I'm gonna have to dig deep and see if I can find what's causing this. Really, I mean, we opened up the tubing from the turbo to the intercooler and then into the engine, but I didn't expect it to make this big of a difference. Another thing that I fooled with while I was doing that stuff is with our temperature thermistor tables for the coolant temperature sensor. I'm trying to get it to read more accurately because we basically haven't had that thing working right. Basically, I'll keep it simple. It just hasn't been working right. So I've been kind of trying to tweak that, and so I know that the temperature that the Megasquirt was seeing was a little different than what we've been running. And so I had to tweak the AFR table a little bit, or the fuel table, and everything still seemed fine there. We just can't 60 foot. Our mile an hour, we were running 89 miles an hour on multiple passes, so that's where we should be. I did some hits in the parking lot, me and Matt, just kind of cruising around and just like leaving off the converter, it seems to launch fine and everything feels great. So anyway, I got to figure some stuff out. But until next week, hopefully I'll get it figured out on my laptop and be able to fix it up next week, and we'll get back to killing people again. So see you next time.